Hello YouTube, this is Jay Coder back with another stream here, and last stream we were working on the BMI calculator, and so we got most of the fields and the calculate button, and now we have to add the switch button and the label of the BMI weight. So alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and mute the music. And so we have a composable here that is called BMI screen. And within the screen we have our necessary UI elements that make up our calculator screen. So basically, if we go here to main where we have our preview, we should be able to see our preview here. So let me go ahead and go into split, and then when I go into split, let's see, should be loading our BMI screen preview. And so right now we have our BMI screen being displayed inside the set content of the actual main activity. And let's see here. Let me go ahead and compile and run. So it's loading. Alright. And let's see. Alright, let me go ahead and show it on the emulator. So if I go here, and then I'm going to go ahead and show this on the emulator. So let me change the configuration right here. And alright, so basically this is what we have on our application right now, which is the BMI title, the field to take in the weight, and the two fields to take in the height, and the calculate button. And so now we need a label that's saying the BMI once we calculate it, and also a switch that we can toggle in between metric and imperial settings. So alright, let us go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the window here to our BMI calculator. Alright, and so I'm gonna go inside the BMI screen, and then inside the BMI screen we have the button here, and then alright, so after the button, let's go ahead and add the switch that is necessary. Alright, so let me get that switch. So we did the button. I'm gonna do a space after the button. So I'm gonna do a spacer, and so here it says calculate, and then after calculate, let's do a spacer. So spacer modifier equals modifier dot height 16.dp, and so I need to take the answer, the BMI answer, and we're going to go ahead and put some code here to convert it to where it rounds to the nearest 2 decimal places. So it will have the 2 decimal places format. So this is basically formatting code to display it in that particular format. And then after that, I'm going to show the label that is showing the actual BMI variable. So after that, I'm going to do this code. So this is your BMI is this. I'm going to add that guy later, but for now, we're going to display your BMI is this amount. So, all right. And so that's going to be the label that displays, what our BMI is going to be once we hit the calculate button. Then I want to do a space after that. And then after we do this space here, I want to go ahead and display these two. So I'm going to put our label for instance, for our switch. So basically it's, it says metric over it, whereas when you turn it off, it will switch off the button, and when you switch on, it will switch it on. And so we have that. And then we have this switch here where we'll take this and so this is the switch code. When it is checked, then the value is checked when the value is metric. When the value is not metric, it's switched off. So basically, if it's true, then it's checked. So we're setting, attaching this to the is metric value. So by default, the is metric value is going to be set to false. So it's going to be turned off by default. All right. And so after adding those to the application, let's go ahead and test it to see what happens here. So I'm gonna, let me see. So let me also see what's up with the preview here. Let me see if that will load. So we should have the preview. For whatever reason, the preview is not there. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show the emulator then. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Alright, so we got that. Let me go ahead and switch the view really quick here so that everyone can see it. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to our back to our code here, the BMI calculator app. And then I'm going to see, get the chart for you guys. Okay, so after this, so basically 18.5, less than 18.5 is underweight. Normal weight is 18.5 to 24.9, and overweight is 25 to 29.9, and obese is 30 or greater. So basically, we need to make a function to indicate one of these when it's in when it's within these parameters, like so that a person can immediately see if it's like a good score or a score that they need to work on. So basically, let's go ahead and we're gonna make a method here. It's gonna be called function determine. I'll just say fitness. And this isn't end all be all determination of someone's health. It's just a good calculator to kind of see where things are at. But of course, everyone's body is different. So, yeah. So basically, we're gonna calculate. If the BMI is less than 18.5, then display underweight. If it is between this range, display normal weight. If it is between this range, display overweight, and etc. So what I'm gonna do is, since there's not like a lot of different choices, so I'm gonna go ahead and accomplish this with a if statement. So if BMI is less than 18.5, then return under wait then so this one is going to be a healthy weight. If it's between 18.5 and 24.9, then we're going to return healthy weight. Else return obese weight. Alright. So, oh yeah. So now, actually for this one, there's a overweight stage. So this one's gonna be turn overweight. And so in this one is between 25 and 29.9. Alright. So if 18.5 or less than 18.5 underweight, if between 18.5 and 24.9 healthy weight, else if between 25 and 29.9 overweight, and else it's going to be more than that, so we return the obese. And so let's see, so that is how this method should look. And let me go ahead and see if let me run this real quick to see if everything is good. Okay. So it ran okay. Let's go ahead and try that again here. So let me go ahead and display the emulator as well. And so let me go ahead and do that. Alright, so we have our emulator here, and let's go ahead and try it out. Okay, so says your BMI is 25.68. Okay, I actually need to call the function. We implemented the function, but now um, we have to actually call the function. So since of course the function's not being used yet, so basically where we called function is I'm gonna go ahead and use it here where we're displaying your BMI is, and so I'm just gonna put a space right there. Then I'm gonna put what we are gonna display in between that, and so basically we're gonna call the function, and then we're gonna pass in the BMI. So this takes in a double, which is so this one is a string. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the BMI state.value for the pass in as our variable here. And so, okay. Now, since we did that, our function should return the one of these strings, and so it should be after the number of the BMI. So let's rerun this and try it again. All right, so it's saying 0 underweight, which we could add a check to see if it's 0, then display nothing, instead of actually still displaying underweight, because of course it's that's not a good measurement to allow 0 in there. So let me go ahead and add that. So I'm gonna say if 0, if BMI is equal to 0, then we're just gonna simply display the string. So instead of returning one of those, we're gonna just return this. If BMI equals that. So I'm gonna add else if, because we don't want to consider both. So if is 0, then just do this, and then we have all these else ifs, and then else return this. So let's go ahead and run that. So it says cannot be applied to double and int, the double operator. Okay, so what if I say dot equals 0 instead of using the equals operator? Let's see if that will work. Okay, so it's playing. Okay, interesting. It indicates whether someone if well, actually, to kind of make things simpler, is if BMI is less than or equal to 0, then go ahead and display that. All right. All right, so we have your BMI is 0. So it doesn't display underweight here, which is a more desirable functionality. So, all right. So a weight, I'm sorry, a BMI of 25.68 is overweight. So, all right. So is that correct here, over here, according to this chart? So overweight, 25 through 29. So that should be correct. Okay. All right. And so let's do some testing here to test if things are working. So let me go ahead and go to the BMI calculator online. Then let's see. All right, so this is a BMI calculator online. I'm gonna see if our numbers match. So this one's a height, and so I enter 6'2" here, and the weight is that. Compute. All right, so 25.7, 25.68. So I would say that's accurate. So that's great. Okay, so let's see. If we can lower it. So this person now weighs not 19,000, but we want him to weigh 190. And then let's go ahead and calculate that. So it changed to healthy weight. And so let's see. So the normal weight says is between, so it's between 18.5 and 24, so that works. Let's reduce them by 10 pounds. Calculate. Alright, still the healthy weight, which is between 18 and 24. And let's also see what this one comes up with when I enter in 180 and 6 and 2. Compute. Alright, 23.1, so the values match. So that looks good. Alright, so let's go ahead and minus this by another 10 and calculate. So 21.82. Alright, so another 10. 160, 20.54. So it looks like our next target should be less than 18.5. If it's 18.5, it should display underweight. So let's take away another 10. And let's see what that says. 19. Okay. Let's take away another 10 and calculate that. 17.97. So once the person hits 17.97, they're considered underweight. So basically here you can also see that they're underweight here. So that looks like it's working. Let me go ahead and make sure that the obese is working. So 255. Okay, so it says 30 or above. All right, so great. That looks like it's working. And so let me see if I can try some metric values. I'm not really as familiar with metric, but I can still do some test values. So this is going to be in so it's in kg and centimeters. So let's see, 20 kg or something like that. And all right, looks like it's this is the other example. It crashed there. Let me see. Let me go ahead and run that again here. So let me go back to the calculator and let me run it really quick. Okay. So we have this. Let me see. So we have the height and we have the weight. And all right, so let me go ahead and do the metric. And then for the metric, let's see, me say 20. Okay. And this one, 110 centimeters. And then calculate. Let's see. So this one, gonna put 110 centimeters. And the weight is gonna be 20 kg. Then compute. Alright, so it also matches. So let's like for instance for this one, we can probably say 50 and then calculate. Woohoo. So for the kg, it is kind of less lenient because it looks like 20 kg, 50 kg is a lot different from 20 kg. So, yeah. So, but yeah, it's still accurate. And, all right. So that is what I wanted to build with you guys. And what is left is some finishing touches and things. And so I'm going to release the source code later. I'm going to go ahead and attach the source code to this actual video here. But just I'm going to add a few finishing touches. But for the most part, we've been able to build from scratch a BMI calculator. And please follow the previous video and follow this video to see how we did that. And again, the source code is going to be posted sometime later. I'm just going to add some finishing touches to it, and for the most part you'll see how it is built. And yeah, go ahead and download it, do whatever you want with it. You can, add some things to it if you want. And but anyway, I hope you all learned something in this tutorial, and stay tuned for more. Subscribe, like this video, comment, and yeah, like always, stay coding. Alright, guys, peace.